Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR, HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
Important in all things in beauty. Welcome to RadioAMB, our weekly program designed specifically for people who want to live a long, vibrant, and beauty-filled life. I'm Kevin Michel, and I'll be your host today as we explore the world of healthy living and wellness. RadioAMB, or Radio American Made Beauty, is our weekly look at the beauty industry inside and out. It's where we get together and talk about health and well-being and everything beauty. Our program sponsor today is Free Your Mane. They spell Mane, M-A-N-E. Free Your Mane, healthy science, natural ingredients, pure hydration, hair and body products powered by African baobab oil. It's Baobab Brilliant. Go to freeyourmane.com and enter AMB at checkout to receive a 30% discount. You can also find Free Your Mane beauty products in Anthropologie stores. So let's get started. Our guest today is Debra K of Journey into Wellness. Debra is a television host, writer, author, producer, trainer, and successful entrepreneur. As a self-described natural health explorer, she's on a mission to uncover the unique and amazing ways in which others embrace a healthy lifestyle. Her plan is to find the secrets to living a high-energy, vibrant life and share what she discovers with the world. She is very active within the wellness community and more specifically the salon and spa industry as a trainer and speaker. In our second segment today, we'll continue our conversation with Debra and we'll learn more about one of the companies she co-founded, iMassage Inc. iMassage Inc. is a massage education and consulting business helping therapists extend their careers through education, training, and best business practices. In our third segment, we'll learn about wellness sanctuaries, destinations around the globe that cater to healthier vacations with a real eye toward wellness. And then in our final segment today, we'll wrap up our show learning more about Journey into Wellness's newest video production and the future of wellness through Debra's eyes. Just a reminder that our program sponsor today is Free Your Mane Beauty Products. Go to freeyourmane.com, and Mane is spelled M-A-N-E. Enter promotion code AMB at checkout, and you'll receive a 30% discount on your entire purchase. So let's talk wellness. Debra, welcome to RadioAMB, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, Kevin. I'm really excited to be here. You guys are doing great things.
Thank you very much. Journey into Wellness is actually a television show currently airing on PBS. But before we talk about the show, let's talk about your motivation to follow a path to health and wellness first. You were a corporate person. There were several life-changing events that altered your path. Tell us how your journey began.
Well, I think we're all kind of given hints on, regardless of where we're at in life and what we're supposed to be doing, and it's just a matter of whether we pay attention to those things about, what excites us and makes us passionate, and then take steps to move in that direction. So for me, like you said, I was a corporate, high-potential employee. I was on the leadership track, climbing the ladder, working 60 hours a week, being a single mom, and, that was all great for my career. And unfortunately, what the price that I paid, and I think that a lot of people pay, is that it really started to wear on my overall health and wellness and feelings of vitality. And about 5 years into a pretty high-level position with a Fortune 250, I kind of face-planted into a doctor's office. And it wasn't even that I had anything significantly wrong, but I just had all of these little kind of annoyances, such as insomnia, chronic heartburn, headaches. My cholesterol was high. I was probably carrying an extra 15 pounds. So just not enough to put me into an emergency state, but it was just definitely impacting my overall sense of wellness. And so when I went to the doctor's office, there's literally no conversation about my lifestyle or some of the choices or maybe some referrals to other sorts of wellness professionals that might help guide me back to a sense of feeling well. Literally, in fact, the average American doctor, I think, spends 7 to 10 minutes with their patients, which is probably what he did.
If that long.
If that long, exactly. And he literally just pulled out his prescription pad and just started writing me prescriptions. And so I went in there with never having been on a prescription, and I would have left with 5 sleeping pills, pills for my chronic indigestion, cholesterol medication, like all of this stuff. And then, at the end of the session, he said, "Oh, and I really think I need to put you on an antidepressant." And you don't know me, Kevin, but I'm a pretty happy, optimistic person. I work really hard, and I was kind of paying the consequences of that. So, it literally felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. And I looked at him and I said, I'm not depressed. I'm just, I need to make some changes in my life here. So I literally handed him back every single prescription and walked out of the office. And I'll never forget what he said to me, because he looked at me and he says, "Wow, I'm really impressed that, you didn't in particularly want the antidepressant, because most people want that. They come in and they're demanding this from me, so it's almost like, he's just in the habit of dispensing that." And, to be honest, it really scared me, because, I think there is a place for medication in our lives, and I've been on medication, and I'm not anti-medication at all. I just think that, sometimes we're in a state where it just seems to be that's the only solution. And so that really planted the first seed for me that I wanted to help educate people, that there were all sorts of different options out there to be explored and understood as you make an educated decision about how to take care of yourself.
Did you feel that there must be a lot of other people that were sort of in the same situation that you were in?
That's exactly how I felt. Because I was like, I'm just a typical average person. At that time I was probably in my early 40s and, having kids and a lot of stress in my life and trying to pay the bills. And, I was like this, I am every other person out there. And, maybe we all handle things differently, but there's not anything about me that's so different. And so I was just really fearful of all the people like myself who were going into the office with similar complaints and maybe didn't have the curiosity that I did to think about other alternatives for my health, and just, going straight from the doctor's office to the pharmacy. And that really scared me a little bit.
So tell us about the inspiration for the show, Journey into Wellbeing.
So that came a couple years later. So from the doctor's office, I went back to work. It would be a couple years before I made a big leap and kind of launched into doing my own thing, which I think a lot of people, with full-time jobs think about doing that, and I hope to inspire more people to take that big leap too. But it was about the time that Oprah Winfrey was leaving her talk show, and she was going to go start the OWN network. I'm sure everybody will kind of remember that time because it was somewhat shocking. And at that time, she'd put out a query for the next reality TV show that she was going to put on her network. And by then, I was already an entrepreneur. I'd come into the wellness industry, and so I'd started to be exposed to all these really great people and wellness experts. And so I started just putting it into the framework of a show and saying, okay, if I was going to respond to Oprah's request here, what kind of show would I put together? And I thought, well, I would be this health explorer. I wouldn't be the expert necessarily, but I would just be this, the girl next door who's heading out and she wants to be well, and she's going to travel and go to all these great places and meet these great people that have information to share that's going to inspire other people to live healthier lives. And so, the framework for this being a journey and me kind of taking on that archetype of a health explorer kind of came to light as a result of her request for a show. Now, being a new entrepreneur, I was too busy to actually submit that show idea, but I kind of wish I had.
And why didn't you?
Because I was so busy trying to run my own business.
It could have been another life-changing event, years earlier.
Well, maybe Oprah will listen to this and she'll give me a call.
Hey, it's possible. She's still out there.
Exactly.
The interesting that you are the self-proclaimed natural health explorer, and that you used explorer as opposed to expert.
Yes. Yeah, and that was really important to me because, I will never be the person that's, whether I'm at an event or speaking or being interviewed, I will never be the person that says, I'm the expert and this is what you need to do. An explorer is more somebody who goes out to the world and finds those experts or those great places or those great stories, and through sharing them, trusting that, whoever's life it's supposed to change, it will. So I really view myself as somebody who's supposed to go out in the world and find these great stories to share, not be the expert telling everybody what to do.
So you
I save that for my personal life.
You ultimately started a journey into a Wellbeing, which was a television show. It was that is broadcast on PBS.
Yeah.
Tell us what that show consisted of.
Well, when I missed the deadline for Oprah's big option, I
can't believe you missed
I had a connection at a PBS station, and so I put together the concept for the show, and I wanted to go to Kentucky. I had actually lived in Kentucky for quite a few years and recognized that Kentucky isn't always featured in the media as a really healthy state. And I thought, well, if I can go into Kentucky and find really great, inspiring stories and share them about health and wellness, then really I could go anywhere and do the same thing. And so I met with KET, which is the PBS station in central Kentucky, and they reach about 8 states. And he loved the concept, the director of programming. And he said, you go ahead and produce that show, and we will air it. And after we provided him the show, he said, I will continue to air this until I either don't work here or I'm dead. And I was like, we love you.
I was going to say, he's got to be a true follower, right?
Yes.
So if I were going to get started on a journey toward well-being, how would I get started?
Well, I think the most important thing is to just do a personal assessment on, where you are right now, because some people might start and maybe they're already avid fitness professionals and they eat right, but maybe they're not feeling connected to other people, or you might be somebody who's 80 pounds overweight. And I think the most important thing is to just do a check and see where you're at and see where you feel well and where you don't feel well. And I feel like there's 4 areas that people can do a self-check. And there's having a well body. So what are you doing for your physical body, which includes the supplements that I'm taking, the foods that I eat, the amount of activity, what am I doing to nourish my physical body? And then there's your heart. So, your heart component is just as important as the physical component. And I view things to support your heart as those connections that you have with family members, with your partner, with your children, with your pets, with people in your community. So having that sense of support, having a support network is really, really important. Having a well mind, so, all of us can be learners and not just experts. We can all kind of take on that archetype of always wanting to expand our thinking and learn new things and staying open to things. So I think that's really, really important too. And then having a well soul. And when I say well soul, I think it's that sense of feeling connected to something bigger than you are. So whether some people might fulfill that through a religious practice, or somebody might feel it through volunteerism, or feeling like they're contributing to a higher cause or something that's bigger. So to me, there needs to be a balance in all four of those areas. And if we were to do a self-assessment, a lot of times we find out we have strengths maybe in one or two of those areas and some opportunities in a couple others.
So if I did this assessment and I was on my way to putting a journey together, from where do I get my motivation?
I think I personally get motivation through other people's examples and stories. I get motivation through seeing improvements and not being too hard on myself. I think we're in a culture that is like all or nothing. Like even a lot of these fitness programs, it's like I downloaded one of those high-intensity workout programs, and I think I made it through like 5 minutes. And I was like, okay,
well, you at least downloaded one. I haven't even got to that part yet.
I can go walk for 10 miles, no problem, but,
yeah.
20 minutes of that, high-impact cardio, forget it. So a lot of times we give up. If we think this is the way and I can't do this, then, I'm just going to go eat a cheeseburger instead. So, I think we start our journey by, being kind to ourselves and trying new things and finding other people that inspire us.
Are you a good cook?
I am a pretty good cook.
And the reason I ask is because you have a couple of concepts. Obviously, healthy living and wellness goes with food. You have what you call some recipe redos and food swaps.
Yeah.
Tell us about those.
Well, I started in the pilot show, which, by the way, you can watch 24/7. It is streaming on the Internet, so anybody who wants to watch the show can. But one of the segments that I thought would be really fun was, as I was out and about, I would find a chef and challenge them to redo traditional recipes in a healthier fashion. So for the state of Kentucky, if you're familiar with some Kentucky fare, one of their main sandwiches is called the Kentucky Hot Brown, and it is, I literally lived there for 20 years, and I did not eat one time, I have to be honest, because it's like, it has white bread, bacon, gravy, cheddar cheese, turkey, ham, and it's like layered and layered and layered, and then they bake it. Maybe they put a little sprinkling of tomatoes on there, but so I went to the chef and I said, okay, here's a traditional recipe that people in Kentucky love. Now, how can we redo this in a healthier fashion? And we had a lot of fun doing that in our segment, and so I decided to create a website. It's reciperedoblog.com, where I accept recipes from chefs all across the nation that are healthier versions of recipes.
So do these chefs, do they just send stuff to you?
We get them in all different ways. So I have a dedicated person who's doing outreach and acquiring recipes and posting them and linking back to their sites. We have submissions. I get them from events. When I go to different events, I'll meet chefs and set them up some profile pages, and I just try to always keep new, fresh recipes kind of flowing through that site, just to kind of to your earlier question, how do we inspire people to start their own journey? Is maybe somebody's going to see a healthy recipe with some commentary from a chef and say, I think I'll make this for dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have a statement, if energy is today's currency, most of us have overdrawn our health accounts.
Yes.
I love that. Tell us more about that.
It's unfortunately kind of true. And then the the bad part of that is if we're really exhausted and stressed out, but then we have a hard time sleeping, which a lot of us, have challenges with getting a full night's sleep, and it becomes a pretty vicious cycle pretty quickly.
You're a successful entrepreneur. What advice would you pass along to the next group following you? Piece of advice that I got, which I think about a lot still, I've been an entrepreneur officially since 2007, and that is to never, ever take your foot off the gas. So I think, as an entrepreneur, you're always just accepting you're going to have ups and downs, and to just keep going and keep that pressure on the gas pedal. Okay, good advice. Okay, we're going to take a break here. We invite you to stay with us. We'll be continuing our conversation with Debra K, and we'll be talking about her contribution to the salon and spa industry, helping massage therapists be healthy practitioners that exceed clients' expectations. So don't go away. You're listening to RadioAMB, and we'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back to Radio AMB. I'm your host, Kevin Michel. Our guest today is Debra K, the founder of Journey into Wellbeing. Debra, not known to be an underachiever, has co-founded another business in the salon and spa industry. It's called iMassage, Inc. So, Debra, give us first an overview of the company iMassage.
Well, when I was in my corporate position, I was really wanting to make a move into the wellness industry, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to do that. My partner, Eric, is a massage educator and also a massage therapist, and so I started investigating that industry, and I found a really startling statistic, and this was back in 2007, that, demand for massage therapy services is increasing, and it still is. And as many massage therapists were going into school every year, that's how many therapists were leaving the industry. So there wasn't this continual growth within the industry of healthy, qualified practitioners that could deliver this really valuable service. So I started. This was really, as a business person, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And so we did some research and found out that, due to some research by some associations in the industry, that physical burnout was one of the main reasons for the high attrition rate. So during regular schooling, as the therapists are learning how to care for everybody else, they're not consistently being taught how to care for themselves. And burnout for a massage therapist can look like improper body ergonomics, how they hold their body as they're delivering their massage, and then also improper usage of their thumbs, their hands, resulting in a lot of carpal tunnel sort of problems. So there was the whole reinforcement that they needed around self-care, and then also a basic understanding of business strategies and marketing. And so when I was in my corporate position and, I was looking at Eric and his skill set and me and my skill set, I thought, well, we can create this company that, our passion and our intention would be that every class that we offered and any partnerships that we forged would be with the intention to help therapists extend their careers, because it's such a valuable and much-needed service. And so that really was the creation of our company, iMassage.
What is the profile of the massage therapists that participate in your programs?
They are all over the board. So the average kind of demographic of a massage therapist is usually female, 35 plus, could be her second or third career. A lot of times they're former corporate employees that have made a leap. But as far as who we work with, oftentimes we'll be hired by a spa or a large franchise system, and, there we see younger therapists in our classes. Kind of the independent, entrepreneurial type massage therapist is usually a little bit older and tends to be more female.
What do therapists learn from your programs when they come to your programs? What do they learn?
Well, we have to trick them a little bit. So we come up with a class, because the therapists, we learned this the hard way, want to learn interesting new techniques, new things that they can do for their clients specifically. So we have to come up with kind of a sexy class title, like 21 non-harming deep tissue techniques, or something, that they think, wow, I'm going to leave and I'm going to bring back some specific skills that are going to be good for my clients. And then when they come to our class, what they're pleasantly surprised about is how much focus we put on the self-care, non-harming, proper body mechanics, and then all the soft skills of the experience that they need to have a full practice, such as when to check in on pressure with the client, to how to properly invite the client to return so they can have return clients. So, they come in to learn 21 great new techniques, and then we really envelop that whole class with all the other things that we know they need to extend their careers.
So if someone wanted to get into the business, what do you suggest?
To become a massage therapist?
Yes, because you said that there was really a shortage of therapists to positions available.
Yeah, it's definitely in the spa and the massage. With the advent of the massage franchise, the demand for massage therapists is really high. I would look in your community for a certified school or program that offers massage therapy. A lot of the community colleges are now offering massage therapy programs. A lot of the privately owned schools are still in business, and I would just start investigating, maybe find some massage therapists and ask their opinion, or go into an employer, a spa or a franchise, and ask them about what schools are in the area and which ones, they'll know which ones do the best job, because that's who they're hiring the therapist from.
Now, you do a lot of work with spa teams and association events and national conferences. Is that how you sort of get the message out about iMassage?
Yes. Yeah, we're members of professional associations like the International Spa Association, American Massage Therapy Association. So we do a lot of networking. We've taught at a lot of the state and national conferences. We, because we're so entrenched in the spa industry, we are in contact with spa directors a lot. So we try to work with teams because it's easier for us to work with 40 or 50 therapists and have a greater impact than a lot of times trying to host and facilitate workshops on our own, and maybe we get 10 or 15 people in a class. So, you know, we want to work with entities that have the potential to reach the most therapists. In fact, one of our clients is the second largest massage franchise in the country, Elements Massage. And so we're able to, through them, work with about 3,000 massage therapists.
Wow. Do you do anything with recruitment?
We, that's our biggest project with Elements right now is, you know, helping to keep the system full of high-qualified therapists. So we do networking with schools, we go to events, and we're always trying to come up with ways to assist with recruitment. Not so much into the school system, which would be great, but into the work environment.
So if someone wanted to become a massage therapist, do you have a complete curriculum for them, or do they need to get education someplace else first?
Yep. They would have to go to a school, like in their community, because it's all hands-on. So we offer, our programs are all continuing education after they've gone to school and received their license.
And with continuing education, they also get credits?
Yes.
Okay. You've talked with a lot of massage therapists. Tell us about someone who has had a big impact on you. You remember her story.
Oh, wow.
Or his story.
There's been so many. Some of them I can't share. We teach ethics classes, as you can imagine. Some of the situations that we've had to offer some coaching on. There's certain therapists I remember over the years, and I remember our company was pretty new, and we were teaching a class in Atlanta, Georgia, and I think we were at the Atlanta School of Massage, actually, which is a very good school. I just remember this young girl, I think she was probably in her early 20s, and she just, like, I can just tell when somebody gets it, you know, and they're a great therapist, because I just remember her coming into our class. She was a recent graduate. She was a go-getter, and when she sat in our ethics class, a lot of the challenges that, you know, some of the older, more experienced therapists were struggling with, she had great advice on how to communicate, how to set boundaries with clients, you know, some of the pricing things. So I always remember her for sure. And then I think on a real personal note, I remember one student who came in. It was a class we almost didn't hold, and this was a really powerful lesson because we only had 4 students in the class, but we decided to hold it, and she came in, and after the class, she wrote us an email and said how thankful she was that we had done that, because it was the first time that she had felt safe with a male, and that would have been Eric, the instructor. So stories like that make us feel really good.
Yeah, very cool. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back to talk more with Debra K. And stay with us. You're listening to Radio AMB.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
You're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm your host, Kevin Michel. We're continuing our conversation with Debra K, the founder of Journey into Wellbeing, the co-founder of iMassage, and a self-proclaimed natural health explorer. In this segment, we're going to learn more about wellness sanctuaries. Debra, how would you describe a wellness sanctuary to our listeners?
Well, I kind of describe it as one of these places, and they're kind of hidden a little bit. Their formal names are destination spas. And when I first came into the spa industry and I started making connections with different sorts of property, there's all different sorts of spas, and a lot of us associate the external ones, you know, like where you go, you get your nails done, you get your hair done, you get your facials done, you know, so that your exterior can be beautiful and attractive, which is important. And I happened to run across this group called the Destination Spa Group and started to explore those properties. And what I discovered is there's this small group, and that's why I call them wellness sanctuaries, this small group of properties that are really immersed into the overall well-being of their guests. And so when you visit one of these places, they're going to feed you healthy food. Sometimes it's even, you'll get all of the nutrients, caloric intake that you're taking. They often have full state-of-the-art gyms. They have fitness classes that they offer all day. They have educational sessions that you can attend and learn about health and wellness. They have nutritionists on staff, and then also, you know, the beauty component. And a lot of them, which I found so fascinating, had been started so many years ago, decades ago, and were still being run by the person that had founded the property. And, you know, a lot of them now are in their 70s and 80s. And it's just, there's something that's really special and unique, and they're all different price points, so they can be very accessible for somebody who's, you know, has a moderate income, all the way up to very luxurious properties like Calavie and Golden Door in California. But they're very special. And I think everybody should go visit one at least once.
Can you describe the experience? I presume you've been at least to one of these, maybe to many of them.
Yes.
Can you describe the experience for us?
Sure. Well, an example of one, and I'm really excited because I'm actually going to be going to visit them for the second time in a couple months. But the example of one I'll use is a property called Rancho La Puerta, which is, you fly into San Diego, and it's literally right across the Mexico border in Tecate, Mexico. The property was founded in 1940 by Debra K, who's everybody considers her the godmother of the spa industry. She's 95 years old, and she still comes on property. She's still active in her community. She has a nonprofit, and she teaches at her property once a week still. But it's almost like when you cross over into the property, and I'm just using Rancho La Puerta as an example, but any of them really, there's this sense of like the door kind of closing behind you, and now you're encased in this total sense of space and wellness. And they're all different, they're all unique, and they have different personalities. But you know that once you're there, that the place has been set up to help you feel better and improve your sense of wellness, which to me is starkly different than, going to a hotel resort that happens to have a nice, beautiful spa that you can hang out at and maybe a nice restaurant. The intention of the property is different. They've really been built to, kind of seclude you from the world, take care of you, give you information and education, feed you well, and then put you back out into the world. I can run through a list of some of the places that I've been, but there's a lot of them in the U.S. And then all over the world.
And have you been to one internationally?
I have. I was fortunate enough to work with a property last fall in Koh Samui, Thailand, and the property is called Kamalaya, and it's on the little island of Koh Samui, which is like an hour flight south of Bangkok. And that property has been in existence for 10 years. It has an amazing story behind it. The owners, John and Katrina Stewart, he had gone to the island to actually find herbs to heal himself. He had been practicing Buddhism for quite some time, and he wanted to come and just kind of be on the island and experience life there. And he found this cave on the island that I think monks had utilized that cave as part of their development and practice, and he felt the need to build a property there. And so he built Kamalaya 10 years ago, and it's it's a beautiful, amazing place.
And you've been there?
Yes. We got to spend 2 weeks on that property.
Okay, that was the next question. I was going to ask you how long you were there. And do things does the world sort of float away when you're in an environment like that for 2 weeks?
Yes, if you allow it. And it's very supportive of that, because some of the properties don't have televisions in the room. They don't have internet, maybe only in a common area. So they really, want you to relinquish as much as you're able. I think some of the challenges the older properties are facing is that, as connected as we want to stay, they're starting to get pushback maybe from younger people about, well, I need access to my iPhone, I need access to my computer, and so they're trying to figure out how to accommodate that without, giving away the essence of what it is they're trying to do.
So did they make you check your cell phone at the front desk?
They're not. The ones I have been to are not quite that regimented, but a couple of them are close.
Now, you have an association with Groupon and Health and Wellness. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was actually at a spa conference in Orlando, and I know the event coordinator really well, and so I was just walking around talking to all the attendees and some of the sponsors, and I saw Groupon was there, and I was like, well, that's interesting. So I went up and I started talking to their rep, and she was so excited because Groupon's platform has really changed, and they're putting so much energy into their health, wellness, beauty, and fitness category. In fact, most of the Groupons they sell fall within those categories, and I got really excited because, like as a health explorer, it felt like such a good fit for people being able to try things without committing all the way. So really, regardless of where you live, you can go on Groupon's site and, find offers for all sorts of things. In fact, one of their biggest growing Groupons right now is for cryotherapy, which is a brand new sort of therapy in the spa industry. And, if you can find an offer in your area, you can try it, without signing up for like 6 or something. So I just think they're a fun brand that really encourages people to try submersion tanks, paddle boarding, events, get together with like-minded people and try something with little risk of commitment.
Did you say cryo something in there?
Yeah, cryotherapy, which is I haven't actually done this one. I'm supposed to go to Miami and try this out, but it's like a tank, uses very cold therapy. And I'm not an expert on that, so I'll just say I need to go explore it, and then I can share more. But I know that it's really getting popular in clubs and fitness centers.
Okay, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Debra, and we'll find out more about Wellness on Tour. Stay with us. You're listening to Radio AMB.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Welcome back. You're listening to Radio AMB. It's where we get together and talk about health and well-being and everything beauty. Our program sponsor is Free Your Mane. I'm Kevin Michel, your host today. In this segment, we're going to talk about the business side of Journey into Wellbeing and what the future holds. We're here again with Debra K, the founder of Journey into Wellbeing. Debra, the Journey into Wellbeing, the television production, is evolving. You're working on a new program. Tell us about your new program.
Well, we're very excited. The original show launched 3 years ago, and it's been airing on PBS ever since. And I always knew there's going to be more shows in my future. I just wasn't, all these things that we're kind of juggling and trying to figure out how to make it happen. So I connected with a friend of mine who works in the nursing home industry, and we started talking about our aging population and some of the challenges I think that our society is going to face as we continue to get older. And so I started paying attention to a lot of the articles and the information out there, and I started to see all these fun, inspiring stories of older people that are really living healthy, vibrant lives. And so I started to talk to my production team and said, hey, guys, what do you think about doing a show on healthy aging? So the premise of the show is, here I am, smack dab in the middle of middle age, and I need to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure I have a healthy second half to my life. And to inspire me, I'm going to go out and find these great stories of older adults who are living really healthy, vibrant lives. And so the conversation started, and we trekked back to our friends at PBS and shared the show concept with them, and he loved it. He said, this is a perfect fit for us, and so he gave us the thumbs up to go ahead and produce the show so that we could guarantee that it would air. So we will be producing Journey into Wellbeing's Senior Moments this year, and it should launch either in the fall or early in 2017.
So does this focus on what the seniors have done to remain healthy and vibrant, or does it focus on something else?
Yeah, we'll have very specific segments. So each segment has a different intention. And so, for example, one of the segments will be on, like, how to prepare your home so that you can stay in your home longer. So I'm going to have kind of a Tim the Tool Man type handyman come out. He's going to join me at a home that's already been set up to accommodate older adults, and we're going to have fun kind of trekking through the house, and he's going to show me all the things that need to happen within the house to help an adult stay in their home longer. One of the segments that we're attempting to do is to go to, I don't think I can name them yet because we haven't signed anything, but a very well-known theme park and work with some of their high-level dance performers. And we're going to pull together like a group of older adults. We're going to talk about the importance of core body strength, and then the dance performers are going to lead us through, a simple dance routine, which should be a lot of fun, especially when I start moving.
So, you're gonna dance with them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this is like Dancing with the Seniors?
Yeah, this is soon to be stars.
It could be. You could have a spin-off from this.
I totally could. One of the next Dancing with the Stars Uber athletes, I might discover them.
Could be.
And then we're gonna touch on topics like healthy cooking. So there's this great place in Midway, Kentucky that's kind of a new concept for assisted living. We're going to bring in a healthy chef. We're going to work with a group of older people on nutrition and types of recipes that they can make. It's just it's kind of taking topics that most people might snooze off while they watch and make them really fun and interesting, so that they want to watch it. So that's our task, is to find those really interesting ways to present not so interesting information.
Yeah, I watched your pilot, and from beginning to end, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the segments that you did and the way you did them, I thought you did an excellent job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So the Journey into Wellbeing team hits the road here in 2016, I understand. Tell us what that's all about.
Yep, so that's in my spare time. I decided, since I can't produce a show every day, that I still wanted to find ways to get out into the world and bring together these great experts. So I started working on the concept for a wellness event tour, which actually launched at Groupon's corporate headquarters a few weeks ago. We did a half-day wellness event with all of their employees. And then I'll be trekking off to some different locations throughout the country, probably doing maybe 5 or 6 events this year, and then ramping up to hopefully do 10 to 12 next year. But I'll be going to places like a cooking school. We're going to do a beauty and culinary immersion. It's called Beautiful Inside and Out. We're going to do a My Healthy Day full-day event at a massage school in Lexington, Kentucky. I've got events planned for Omaha, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Tecate. We're going to do one with Rancho La Puerta, and just different events throughout the year.
So, if our listeners wanted to get more information about the events, the event tour, I guess, and the events, where should they get that information?
They can just go to my main website, which is kind of the main portal for everything. So if they go to journeyintowellbeing.com, they can find the first show. There's a link there. They can watch the show. They can see what events we have coming up and what, updates and different things that we have going on throughout the year.
And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or drop an idea to you, what's the best way to do that?
They can email me, just my initials, DK, at journeyintowellbeing.com.
What does the future hold for Journey into Wellbeing?
Well, if I had a magic wand, I would be pretty much on the road most of the time, traveling, I would be bringing light to great stories that I know would have the potential to change people's lives in a positive way. So whether that's a television show, a radio interview, writing a blog, teaching at an event, speaking, that's what I plan to actually spend the rest of my life doing, is finding great stories and sharing them.
You talk about a national health transformation. What would that look like, and how would you push that down the road?
I think when I look at the state of our nation's health, I feel like three of the things that we really could impact would be diabetes, obesity, and depression. And I think there's so much information and so many experts out there that have great information on how to impact those three conditions that we could change our nation's health by, and a lot of that would be through addressing obesity.
Wow, what a great initiative. I'd like to be part of that.
Yeah. You are now. You're part of it.
Yeah, I guess
You're part
so.
of the team.
All right, we need to go. Deborah, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate you being our guest today on Radio AMB, and we want to thank you for sharing your journey into wellness with all of our listeners.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks again. Join us every week at the same time when we talk health and beauty. We'd love to hear from you. Send your questions and comments to us at request@AmericanMadeBeauty.com. If there is a particular beauty-related topic that you would like to suggest, send us a note at request@AmericanMadeBeauty.com. I'm Kevin Michel, your host today. You're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. Thanks for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty and health.